darkly dramatic. So fun. That little noise right there was not a fart. That was the little piece of paper going along the ground. See, I promise. Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got a really fun collection to share with you all today from Wet n Wild. They were so super sweet and sent this to me. Look how gorgeous. This is the Rebel Rose limited edition collection. This is stunning. Everything about this collection is just gorgeous. Look at this box. So there are skincare items in here in the top layer. Let me see if I can remove this. So skincare items here. So there are 5 different things in this little section. And then underneath, there are more goodies. So there are eyeshadow palettes, a blush, lippies, brushes, just so many fun things in here. Let me read a little bit about this collection. The new Wet n Wild Rebel Rose collection. We invite you to embrace your inner and outer renegade with hauntingly delicate rose-inspired products that have an unexpected dark twist. Dare to be delicately strong, chicly grunge, or mysteriously gorgeous. Get lost in a secret garden with this fiercely floral collection with products for eyes, lips, and face that can take you from subtly seductive to darkly dramatic. So fun. So that little noise right there was not a fart. That was the little piece of paper going along the ground. See, I promise. Okay, we're gonna get to the collection, y'all. We got some things to play with. We're gonna get ready together. We're gonna do this look. We're gonna chat about these products, so let's get to it. Okay, so let's jump on in. So I'm gonna start with some of the skincare goodies. So first off, there is this toner. This is the Photo Focus Rose Toner, and it is $7.99. It says alcohol-free, hydrating, and soothing toner that refreshes, softens, and clarifies the skin while removing impurities. This is beautiful. This bottle feels like so nice and fancy, and it's pretty looking. Very, very nice. Okay, so, oh, it's like a spray. Okay, I'm gonna try to spray it. I'm gonna spray some onto a cotton ball. Oh, that worked, okay. So, on a cotton ball, and I'm just kind of blending this in. Ooh, this feels very, like, fresh. It's not overly rosy. It's a little bit rosy, but kind of more fresh rosy. Feels very nice on the skin. Feels almost, I don't know if it's just that it's a, a wet product, but it feels a little bit kind of cool on the skin. Not cooling, but pleasant, fresh and cool on the skin. Seems nice, and the packaging is beautiful. So for $8, that's impressive. While I'm doing other things, I'm gonna put on some of this Perfect Pout Jelly Balm. It says translucent black jelly balm with pH activated ingredients that transforms to a sheer pink tint on the lips. So we can just kind of see what this looks like. Kind of while I'm doing some other stuff. Ooh, very slick feeling. Scent-wise, I don't think I'm smelling anything. Oh, and it's definitely activating right away. Pretty packaging on it once again. It's like cool looking in the packaging, and it's pretty packaging. Just so edgy and fun. So yeah, definitely activating with my lips. There is a face oil. This is the Photo Focus Rose Multi-Use Oil, and this is $7.99 also. That is shocking because this is beautiful. Wow. Says floral infused multi-use oil that can be used on body, hair, and nails. Very cool. So I'm gonna put some of this on just like a little tiny bit on the back of my hand because my hand is real dry. Just gonna put a little bit of this on the back of my hand and kind of like rub my hands together like this because I don't necessarily want like my palms oily, but the back of my hands need some hydration for sure. Just kind of rubbing this in. Ooh. Okay, so this definitely smells more rosy for sure. So I'm not the biggest fan of rose scents. I actually usually don't like rose scents. I think it's growing on me. I think it's starting to grow on me. But it has a pretty strong rose scent, so just FYI. So there we go. It does look like it's hydrating and kind of helping with the dryness. So we'll let that kind of set. And then this sounds and looks really cool. So this is the Photo Focus Rose Primer Serum, and this is $7.99 too. Wow. Water-based face serum that moisturizes and preps the skin for longer lasting makeup. Okay, so let's get some of this. Okay, so it's like a pinky, translucenty sort of a serum. Okay, so I'm just gonna start kind of dabbing some of this on my face. This is usually how I apply serum, is I just kind of like dab it and work quickly. So, oh, it's kind of like pinky colored. Well, duh, it looks pinky in the container, and I think it is pinky. This feels nice too. It feels light, not heavy. Feels thinner for being a serum type product. It doesn't have a like a thick kind of a texture to it, so it definitely feels like a lighter serum. Okay, so there is that on my skin. So I definitely think it gave my skin a little bit of like a glow and a freshness, but you can definitely see that kind of glow to it. Okay, so I'm gonna apply some foundation. I am dropping things. I'm just gonna use one of my Wet n Wild foundations. Let's go with, where did it go? I'm gonna use some of the Photo Focus Stick Foundation in Soft Ivory. So I'm gonna apply this and I'll be back. I also put on my brows and applied some eyeshadow primer. Okay, so let's play with the eyeshadow palettes. These are so pretty. These are the Color Icon eyeshadow quads. So there are 3 different ones. Bed of Roses, kind of a, let's look at this one. It's kind of a, like a rosy, mauve-y sort of a collection of colors, and look at the design in them. So there's a design to the plastic container, and then there is a design to the actual shadow. Just so pretty. So that one is Bed of Roses. Then there is House of Thorns. Ooh, edgy and dark. So this one is darker. There's kind of a taupey color, kind of a green, a burgundy, and a black. So this one is definitely dark and edgy and sultry. And then this one is Secret Garden Rendezvous. So this one is kind of purpley burgundy. Very pretty too. Let me do some swatches for y'all. That oil definitely seems like it hydrated my hands, so that's nice. Okay, so Bed of Roses is right here. There is Bed of Roses. Really pretty. This one's kind of like a duochrome-y, burgundy rose. Very pretty. So there is that one. And then House of Thorns, this kind of edgy one, is in the middle there. So dark and edgy and sultry. That one's fun. And then Secret Garden Rendezvous is on the end here. So this one is kind of a little bit more, they're all sultry, but this one is the lightest of the 3. So all really fun. Got that edginess, got that like, it's like romantic and girly and edgy. Okay, so let's start playing here. So I do want to use the brush. Let me show you the brush. There are 2 brushes. Let me show you this one first, is the eyeshadow brush. These are so fun, so beautiful. So it's in the shape of like a rose. Oh, hang on, I gotta get it out of here. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh, this is the eyeshadow brush. Just says eyeshadow brush. Beautiful. Does it say anything about it? Unique rose shape inspired eyeshadow brush that effortlessly applies and blends eyeshadow colors. I just think it's fun and something different. I mean, it's not like the most expensive packaging to it, like it doesn't feel super weighty or anything, but functional and just kind of something fun and different. So I like it. I think it's cool. Okay, so I'm going to take this Secret Garden Rendezvous and get some of this color right here. It does have some micro shimmer in it, but I think it'll still work for a transition shade. So let's see. This brush might be a smidgen big for my eye shape. And it actually might be a little bit dense for my crease, but I do just kind of want to play with it. So it feels like it is a domed shape brush, but I think because it's sort of in that rose shape, it ends up being a little bit more dense in how it applies the shadow. Now I am finding that the little rose outside of the brush is kind of touching my eye a little bit. So I mean, functionality-wise, I don't know that this is the ideal brush just because it, you know, kind of the shape of it and just this little packaging part around the sides, like the actual rose part, does seem like it's kind of hitting my eye, but I think it's fun. I like makeup for being fun and different. Would I grab for this all the time to use? No. Is it the most functional brush? No. But is it fun and pretty? Yes. And does it make me smile? Yes. I'm going to take my Cozette S175 and just blend a little bit more of that shade into my crease. I'm really not seeing the micro shimmer that much, so I do think that this works for a crease transition shade. I'm going to take a slightly smaller crease brush. This is a Cozette D220 brush, and get some of this color from that same palette. It's kind of a rosy burgundy, and I'm just going to apply this in my outer corner and then blend this over into my crease. These do seem like soft shadows, so definitely say tap off your brush with them, or you're going to get a little bit more fallout to them. Ooh, that color is pretty, especially with that kind of taupey gray crease and transition color. I like that combo a lot. Ooh, because it ends up being kind of a gray, rosy burgundy combination. I like that. There are so many fun shades in here that I would love to play with. Okay, so I'm gonna get this one next. This is from Bed of Roses. It's kind of a burgundy, like a reddy burgundy sort of color. Looks like a metallic-y shade. So I'm gonna get that on this is a Chique eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna spray it with some setting spray and apply this to my lid and just apply this all over. This is a gorgeous color because it's more on the red side of burgundy. So mixed with those purpley gray colors, it just ends up being sultry and smoky, just pretty. I do want to play with this duochrome color, so I just flipped my brush around. I wiped it off and then flipped it around. Gonna get some of that on my brush, tap off my brush, spray it with some setting spray, and then apply this to kind of the inner half of my lid, inner third. Ooh, this is pretty because it's got a brightness to it, and it's got kind of a purpley duochrome like shift to it. Ooh, I like this a lot, especially with that reddish kind of color. All the colors just kind of pair together. Love it. I want to play with a shadow from the House of Thorns palette, so I'm going to get some of this kind of reddish burgundy color here. It looks like mostly a matte. When I was swatching this one, it seems a little bit grittier, but a lot of times these kind of reddish burgundy sort of colors, and burgundies in general, seem to be that kind of a texture to them. I don't know why, but that just seems to be across all brands. So I'm spraying my brush, and I'm just going to line this along my upper lash line as my liner and just build this up. Looking up close at my eyes, I do have a little bit of fallout. It looks like it's probably the shimmery shades. Not a ton, but I do have a little bit. So I would definitely say tap off your brush and use a setting spray. I do still have some doing that, but I mean, it's nothing major. I just noticed it a little bit, so that's just an FYI. Okay, and then I want a little bit more darkness right along my lash line, so I'm gonna get some of the black in that same palette, and I'm just gonna try to run this right along my lash line just to kind of thicken up the look of my lash line, but still give that look of kind of a reddish liner overall. Ooh, I really like those together. Ooh, I like that. I think it's fun. Okay, I'm gonna apply some mascara, clean up my under eyes, apply some bronzer, and I'll be back to test out the blush with y'all. Before I do blush, I wanna finish up my eyes. So I'm gonna go back in with Secret Garden Rendezvous, and I'm gonna get some of that kind of transition shade that I used. I'm gonna use a BH Cosmetics number 10 brush. I'm just gonna line this along my lower lash line. I want to have that same kind of sultry look as the lid, so I'm going to get some of this kind of pinky burgundy shade that we used on our lids as well. Just applying this kind of more in the outer corner. Now I'm just going to apply some mascara to my lower lashes, and I'll be right back. This blush is so cool. This is the Color Icon Cream Blush, and it says Rose in Peace, transforms to a berry color, but it looks black in the packaging. Like black with little sparkles or something. Let's see what else it says about it. It's a cream blush, which I didn't even realize that at first until I went to swatch it. Says black cream blush that transforms to a flushed berry color on the cheek with pH activated ingredients that adjust to each person for a unique custom color. So cool. So we're going to be playing with that. And then there is also another beautiful brush. This is so fun. So this is what the packaging looks like on it. Once again, it is this beautiful flower look to it. Let me get it out of here. So here it is. So this one's definitely top heavy because, you know, it's got this kind of thin sort of a handle to it and then this pretty bulky top to it, but it's just pretty. It's just pretty to look at. It looks like there's already blush on it, but that's the color of the actual brush. So it's just, it's pretty. It's pretty. It does feel a little bit, like I said, top heavy just because of how thin. I maybe wish this were a little bit thicker, but I think it's still really cool. Okay, so this is the Rebel Rose Blush Brush. It says unique rose shape inspired blush brush that delivers just the right amount of cream or powder blush to the cheeks. So it is a pretty big brush. So I'm going to try to apply this cream blush with it, but I may end up with blush all over my face. Yeah, this is so interesting. It looks black with gold shimmer, but when I was swatching it, I didn't see that. Oh, did I swatch it for y'all? Let me swatch it. So there it is on my finger. Put some on my hand. Oh, interesting. Okay. So on my hand, it looks kind of like a berry purple, like a dark berry purple. Okay, so let's keep building this up. On my cheeks, it is not looking that color. It looks definitely brighter pink. Just kind of, and I'm kind of stamping it on. That's sort of how I do cream blushes because I find that it doesn't disturb the stuff underneath it as much. The makeup under it as much. And actually, I mean, this brush is applying well with the stamping kind of emotion because it's not getting everywhere. And I have found myself kind of holding the end of the brush more than the handle. This is really pretty. Doesn't seem patchy. I mean, a cream blush is always a little bit more difficult for me to apply than a powder blush. I just find it to be a little bit more difficult to get perfectly even application, but this one did pretty well, and it's really a pretty color. On me, it kind of ends up being a purpley, pinky berry, but it's got a little bit of like a darkness to it, but not in a weird way, in kind of a artistic, funky, cool, edgy way. So I really like this. I think it's different and just kind of cool. I do actually think I would reach for this brush specifically because for this kind of application, this kind of stamping, and I will probably use it more like holding it more towards the base like I did, but using it in that way, it seemed to apply the blush well. So I do like this brush. I think it's cool and different and actually really pretty functional. I'm also gonna apply some of this Wet n Wild loose highlighter. This is in You Glow Girl. Just want a little bit of glow on my cheekbones. So just gonna get some of this. It's kind of like a pinky champagne sort of color, so I think it'll look pretty with that blush color. I also want a little bit of glow on the inner corners of my eyes, so I'm going to take Secret Garden Rendezvous and get some of this kind of light champagne-ish sort of a color and just pop a little bit of this on the inner corners. I'm also going to spray my brush and dab a little bit of this kind of on the inner quarter of my lower lash line just for a little bit of brightness right there too. Then last up, lip products in this collection. So there are 4 different lip products in this collection. Here they are, really pretty packaging to them. So there are 2 matte liquid lipsticks. So these are the Liquid Catsuit matte lipsticks. These 2 colors are the matte ones. Let's see if it says anything specific about these. Highly pigmented matte liquid lipstick that dries to a weightless, smudge-proof color. So the 2 shades are Kiss of Death and Deviant Damsel. Deviant Damsel. Has that really pretty, nice packaging to them. These are not clicking. They're not doing that little click to close. I don't notice it with these 2 for some reason. It's got that little kind of curved doe foot applicator with a little reservoir for the product, so that's nice. So yeah, kind of a brown burgundy color and kind of a purpley shade. So here are those swatch. So they're definitely dark and sultry and definitely very deep colors. So that edgy sort of a look. Really fun. And then there are two of these that I love these. These are the Liquid Catsuit High Shine lipsticks. Really pretty top to these. They're kind of more like a bright pinky rose gold. Very, very pinky. I love the metallic pink. So these say, High Shine Liquid Lipstick combines shine of a gloss with the high pigment of a lipstick. So there are two different shades of these. There is Bud Romance, which is kind of a purpley pink, and then Petal Poison, which is kind of a mauvey pink, but a little bit lighter. So there are those two. So kind of more purpley and then a little bit more pinky. Very fun. I don't know which one I want to use. As far as that Jelly Balm, my lips are really not feeling very hydrated at this point. So I don't know that it's the most hydrating balm. I think it's kind of cool, but as far as like functionality, I don't think it's the most hydrating balm out there. There's also a lip scrub, so I still need to try that at some point. Probably need to try it, you know, at some point today because my lips need some extra hydration. They have for a while now. Okay, so I think I'm going to use some of Jordana's Baby Berry, and then, I'm tempted to use the pinky one, but I think I'm going to use the purpley one just to kind of go full on edgy looking. Okay, so I'm going to apply some of Baby Berry and then some of this gloss. Also, FYI, the High Shine also have the little reservoir and kind of angled. These do seem like they're clicking, so maybe it's just these that click and I'm just not remembering. Okay, over the stain of that Jelly Balm, I really like that combination. Just kind of edgy and purpley and beautiful. I love these because they are glossy but comfortable and just a really nice formula to them. Okay, so this is the finished look. I just really like how it all came together. I think it just ends up being romantic and sultry and edgy, and overall, I love this collection. I just love the whole theme to it. I think it's funky and fun and beautiful, but if I had to wrap up and kind of narrow down my favorites, I really, really enjoy the Rose Toner and the Rose Primer Serum. This seems really nice and light for daytime, so I like it for that reason. Really enjoy the High Shine, what are these called? High Shine lipsticks? Yeah, High Shine lipsticks. Just love the formula of them and really enjoy these two colors. I really enjoy the eyeshadow palettes. I think that they're just sultry and edgy and dark and smoky, so I think that they are beautiful. And I really enjoy the blush. I think it's just something kind of funky and different, but that it functionally works too. So I think it's really just a lot of fun. And I really do enjoy the brushes too. I don't know where it went. I already put it away. Okay, the blush brush. I really enjoy the blush brush. Probably won't reach for the eyeshadow brush as much, but I do enjoy this. But yeah, just, I mean, overall, the collection, I think it's awesome. I think it's beautiful. I think it performs well. And it's just a fun collection. Okay guys, so that wraps up this video. So hope that you really enjoyed it and hope it was helpful for you. Please do a thumbs up if it was. Let me know down below what you think about this collection. If you've tried anything from it, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. Let me know that down below. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!